That's right, it was a very hard-fought battle. But victory had to come at some point. The tides of war shifted and such. Ancient Magus Bride won out. I will say it's been something that I've been contemplating watching for quite a while and was one of the first few anime that was recommended. So, over the 2 years I've been doing this, finally getting around to it, it's a nice feeling. And if you're new to the channel, maybe I should fill you in. There are links down in the description for you to use. And of course, you can also head on over to my Discord to let me know exactly how much of a poor job I'm doing. But ultimately, I hope you enjoy, and I hope I enjoy as well. But let's get into the first episode of Mahoutsukai no Yome. Starting straight off with this opening song. Nice. Ooh. I like the, there's almost like a Latin tint to the music here. And I have seen some promotional art, I guess, for this, but other than its name and those pictures, I know very, very, very little. Starting off to show this character's in quite a lot of despair, I'm guessing. If the actual show is showing is the same kind of high fidelity animation style, a lot of movement was going on. I'm in for a good time. And it looks like it is. Signing a contract, but is it under duress? She doesn't seem exactly thrilled about it. Is this just... I thought this was like meant to be fantasy-esque. Why does that just look like almost normal London? Slave collars? Is this something where you can just sign away your freedom? I'm guessing, what, paying off debt or something? Now, myself, and hopefully a lot of you, if not all of you included, would be adverse to owning people as slaves. But in a story, especially in a fantasy type, I can appreciate it as a literary device. So is this like the normal world, but magical things like that exist, but is kept away from the populace? Bidding starts quite well then. I don't think this guy knows how an auction works. Making a statement. quite an imposing figure he makes. Yeah, but you're the ones ruling over a essentially slave market. I don't think you have much right to pass judgment. Would it be easy to see through a veil like that? Is that an order? He's already handed over the money, so sure. I'm thinking he's somewhat of a big shot in this world. Conman nor a sorcerer. So what's a higher being than sorcerer? Is this still part of the market, or is this his personal collection? Since it's borrowing the lobby, it's still... I can see there's going to be a lot of things that are going to need explaining. Is it going to drip feed us her backstory as well? I think I prefer the slow release rather than just pure exposition. Is that a reason why he bought her? Is okay, so possessing some sort of ability which cut her off from normality. Probably why she wanted to sign away her freedom just to have somewhere that wouldn't throw her away. Oh, come on, now you're just showing off. What's he doing to teleportation? It's like nature's prophet. And just how unsociable is this guy, considering everyone was shocked that he just turned up? Why did he seem not surprised, but though he actually managed to do that? It was London. Well, that works. If this, if magic in the like existed in our reality, I can see it becoming capitalized on. I like his like minimalist style face. Any reason why there's herbs in the water as well? I kind of want a freestanding bath like that. For some reason, for me, it's a kind of sign of a bit of a decadence. I don't think I like that merchant dude. Okay. Are they good fairies or mischievous? So he's calling them fairies a bit of a slur. Okay. This is a weird development. I like his kind of rustic decor, but don't think I could have it in my own place. A fish and chips, a cottage pie. Well, I think we're in London. Or England, at least. I mean, if he was going to have any like untoward motivations, I don't think he would have spent such a large amount of money. Unless it means literally nothing to him. Was the teleportation thing not good enough of a demonstration? Is that a baby phoenix? So, what is this thing that he finds interesting and rare and she finds a burden? Interesting. So has she always been able to see the fantastique creatures, but no one else is believing her? I think she needs just a good night's sleep for once. Ha ha ha. I hope he doesn't disappoint my expectations. And that seems like it's going to become important later on. She reminds me of the doll from Bloodborne. A quaint room. Turns out she was relatively fortunate. You see, now I'm questioning, is this just a dream or is this... How annoying. Yeah, I'm going with mischievous. Maybe she'd have asked him, who she needs to look out for in this world. Does he also run a shop or something? Don't trust others so willfully. Was he getting dressed to follow her? Probably a sore subject. That's a good way of looking at it, so you don't hold too much of a baggage, but do you really... Is a single fairy going to be able to overpower her? Cool, but what? But why are you following? What benefits does she get? Sounds creepy. So just like everyone else, preying on her weaknesses. And why is that one the only one to have arms? That's one way to bring yourself to your senses. So just by showing her that brief bit of kindness. You see, it's both good and problematic, because you can easily control people when they're at their depths of despair by giving them honeyed words. His this version of his face reminds me of a manga that I read about like a vegan dragon. Yep, you should inform of certain dangers. We're going back. How easy would it be to look someone in their eyes when they've got essentially like a deer skull? Going a bit fast. Yeah. I mean, that would make sense with the title of the show, but I don't know how I'd feel about having to buy a bride. Is there any underlying circumstances as to why he's looking for a wife? Is that a mandrake in a pot? So, is this going to be a series where she, has to overcome various. Well, she's quite ignorant of the world, isn't she? And I'm guessing is going to be easily deceived. But this power of essentially drawing all manners of creatures towards herself, I like to see how it manifests. Interesting premise, especially when you're doing a kind of contemporary present day crossed with magic and fantasy. I do love a fantasy story. It is probably, I think, one of my favourite genres. And one trouble I've had is trying to merge fantasy and present day. However, it's not jarring to me in this, and I'm not sure how they did it. But his way of teaching is quite good as well. Make her own mistakes and learn from them, but stay at an appropriate distance so that if needed, he can step in. You know, kind of like how you're supposed to teach children. I know that my brother learned not to go near hot oven tops after he almost burnt his hands on them, so yeah, he never did it again after. But as I said, this was a very interesting premise, and I like where it's going. Whether or not it's going to be a slightly slower type show, maybe even in the realms of like a slice of life, but in the first episode being almost whisked away to a fairy village, fairy realm, I can see that being ramped up quite rapidly to many more dangerous creatures. And as much as it's, you know, kind of nice how he rescued someone in despair, ultimately it wasn't due to any kind of altruistic sense. It was because, your power's kind of interesting. I can use that. I am very eager to see how this progresses, and if you are too, you may want to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Turning on notifications can definitely help that. Of course, if you did enjoy them, please leave a like and maybe even a comment down below. But nothing helps me out as much as sharing it among all of your friends. Be as annoying as possible. Just like our girl Chise there. Maybe we should all get some nice deserved sleep. So I can see you in the next one. I know there are going to be a few people on my Discord who are very pleased about me watching Mahoutsukai no Yome, and I hope I can live up to their expectations. But of course, I really must give my thanks out to my Patreons, for they are the ones who have broken my shackles and released me. And so to Flordotaku, Sal, Raywin, Yuki Ali, Denimed 1997, Louis Almanza, Aisha M, and all of the others, truly, thank you.